You're listening to an audiobook from Empower. This is the book Dare to Start by author Manh Cuong. In the printed version, there are various calculation templates that are not included in this audiobook. Please support the author by purchasing the printed book through the link below in the description. Thank you. Winning. Each person, depending on their own USPs, should choose for themselves a way of beating their competitors. There are basically 4 competitive strategies below for you to choose from. 4 competitive strategies. 1. Cost competition. Competing on resources, reducing costs allows your business to lower prices while remaining profitable. If you cut prices and consequently your profits, you will not go far with your competitors. 2. Competing on customers' expectations. The benefit value received is higher than the customer's expectations. Go 2 miles when people expect you to go 1 mile. 3. Competing on sales channels. The way of presenting, approaching, touching people's feelings, locating, delivering, etc. 4. Competing on customer care. You always have one-sided loyal love for your customers. They have the right to leave you, but you do not have the right to betray them. To survive in this competitive era, you have to serve better, be more dedicated, and make your customers feel as if they have no need to think when staying with you. Cost competition. Here, you compete by reducing costs, which allows you to compete on price. If you target customers who prefer low prices, the competition here is that whoever sells at a lower price than that person will have customers. But how do we sell at a cheaper price without going bankrupt? You need to understand that this is not a competitive pricing strategy. Here is a cost-cutting strategy. Note, special promotions to meet short-term customer acquisition goals are not mentioned here. We can lower prices when we find a special way to reduce costs, especially with fixed costs such as rent, interest, fixed personnel. Example of lowering the rent of a tea factory in Hanoi. Sublease the office building as a language center in the evenings. Sublease the packing machine to another unit for night shift work. Example of loan interest reduction for a hair salon system in Hanoi. Selling a 1-year hair wash card for 50% of the price. This way, the salon is able to raise enough capital to open a new salon and build a loyal customer base to operate in just 3 months. Not only that, in order to optimize the use of the card, customers must actively bring in other customers to the salon and use the service here. Thus, customers actively bring in other customers. Example of lowering fixed personnel costs of a real estate corporation in Ho Chi Minh City. Turn most of the sales staff into collaborators with pay based on product sales commission. In fact, there are numerous different ways to reduce costs, and cutting costs to compete is a constantly changing mindset. As long as you have this mindset to see what the market is doing to learn and grow. Other costs, such as materials, transportation, inventory, customer debts for late payments. Note, inventory and customer late payment debt are typically the 2 items that cause us to bleed the most. Keep an eye out for ways to reduce fixed costs so that you can sell at a lower price than competitors. With the mindset of cutting costs while maintaining quality to compete, YouTube became the world's largest TV channel without studio costs. Facebook becomes the world's largest newspaper without author fees. Airbnb becomes the world's largest hotel chain without real estate costs. Amazon becomes the world's largest grocery store without inventory costs. Competing on customers' expectations about the product. As I mentioned in the previous chapter, customer expectations define quality. A product is considered quality when it exceeds the expectations of the customer. If anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go with them 2 miles, 41. During a meeting, Adam Koo told us about his experience eating at a fast food restaurant. After ordering food, paying, and bringing the tray to the table by himself, he accidentally spilled his soft drink on the way. The restaurant staff quickly apologized for the incident, invited him to the table, and took initiative to clean the floor. He sat at the table, feeling guilty about the incident and knowing that he would not be having the soft drink for lunch today. However, while he was still looking at the floor cleaning staff, another employee approached him with a glass of soft drink and a big smile on her face and said, "Sorry for the unfortunate incident. Here is your new free soft drink. Enjoy your meal." Adam was taken aback when he was handed a new glass of drink and thoughts ran through his mind. I spilled drink on their floor. They did not blame me, but came over to apologize and offer me a free drink. A free glass of soft drink and a good service attitude have made this fast food restaurant rated quality by Adam Koo because there was a surprise drink with an unexpected attitude. This is called the second mile. The 3 levels of customer segmentation. Different customer levels have different expectations. To be a good fit, you must understand the psychology of each segment's expectations. Once I entered a roadside convenience store in Hanoi. As soon as I walked in, the security guard bowed with his right hand on his chest. I felt a little embarrassed because it was not something I was used to seeing at a common convenience store. When I walked into the store, an employee rushed to open the door for me, putting his right hand on his chest and bowing down to greet me. I was embarrassed, yet again. I went in to pay for a bag of baby diapers and was greeted once more by the cashier. To be honest, I have been afraid to enter this convenience store since then because my embarrassment still persists to this day. I guess this store just received a customer service course from a different level of trainer. They applied it like robots and did not understand the psychology of their own customers. There are 2 ways to make money: sell less for a higher profit or sell more with lower profit. That is, you either increase the quality and service of your products to sell them at a high price to the wealthy, or you decrease the profit to sell them in large quantities to the general public. Basically, you must decide whether to pursue quantity or quality. From bottom to top, the number of customers on each level decreases. The low class always has more people than the middle class, and the high class always has fewer people than the middle class. The complexity of demand also rises from bottom to top. That is, the higher you go, the fewer customers you have, but the more complex their expectations are. Yet, there is one very significant point to which we need to pay close attention in the triangle. The higher the customer level, the higher the customer loyalty to the business. This means that once you have catered to the upper class of customers, they will be very loyal to you because they do not like change. Meanwhile, the low class can leave you at any time if they see someone selling a product a little cheaper than you do. Low class customers. At this level, there are many people in the market, large market size. Their concern is simple. They're concerned with price, price, and price. They are frequently disloyal just because they prefer cheaper prices. If you serve this group of people, the number of customers is very large. However, much of the competition has to be based on price. This is the hardest target group to reach because it is difficult for small businesses to compete with large businesses on cost. China is almost unbeatable in price competition because it meticulously optimizes input costs. You will not believe that a set of Chinese children's clothes coming to the Vietnamese market costs only $16. If you serve this group, discounts and extras are always expected. They define the word quality very simply as cheap. They like it when you do something that makes them feel like they are getting the best price. It should also be noted that the low class has the lowest level of loyalty. Today they buy from you just because it is cheap. Tomorrow they will buy from others because they find it cheaper. Middle class customers. This group accounts for the majority of people in society. They are concerned with the word reasonable. They are the ones who can calculate and compare the quantities of 2 soft drinks, 250 milliliters and 300 milliliters, to determine which is more reasonable. They have a variety of rationality measures. You need to understand their psychology and needs in order to convince them that you are selling them a very reasonable product. To them, quality is gaining more values. They will be happy if you convey to them that by purchasing your product, they actually gain a lot of benefits. A few years ago, I purchased a cleaning robot. The salesman explained that if I used this robot, it would bring me a lot of benefits. He analyzed this for me in the following way. The cost of the robot equals only a few months' worth of a maid's salary, who only comes to clean and sweep your house. You will no longer be worried about the maid if she takes things, gets sick, has a Lunar New Year holiday vacation, or needs an extra bonus. Furthermore, this robot comes with a free 2-year warranty, so just within those 2 years, you will save a lot of money. In addition, There is the automatic cleaning mode, which cleans the house at 5 a.m. so that when you wake up, it is clean and fragrant. Not to mention that it makes your home smarter and more modern in the fourth industrial era. After listening to him, my wife and I thought that we gain more values when buying this robot. If you pay close attention, you will notice that when I bought this robot, he not only gave me a gaining more values feeling, but also a radical feeling of updating the house according to the fourth industrial revolution era. For the middle class, quality means reasonable and profitable. So what do they usually expect to receive benefits for? 1. Time benefits, faster, closer, more convenient. 2. Cost benefits, lower, more efficient, and less intensive. 3. Efforts benefits, less doing it yourself, tinkering, learning, and changing. 4. Social identity and safety benefits, better quality, safer, more comfortable, modern, and progressive. For that reason, if you sell noodles or open a cafe or restaurant, the convenience factor of the location is always important. This is the most demanding customer group because they are always willing to pay higher prices. They are concerned a lot about comfort, detail, service, and social identity. The Rolex watch may not always be the most comfortable, but only those who know it will notice its meticulousness. People frequently wear Rolex watches because they see them as business cards that open doors to high-level partners when needed. That does not mean you cannot cater to this group. You should, in fact, do so. You simply must be very concentrated and meticulous. They are concerned with the formality of the product's packaging. For them, if your product is truly valuable, you will package it carefully and meticulously to show your appreciation for it. If you want to serve this group, you need to understand the following 3 statements. 1. Details create masterpieces, the meticulousness of the product. 2. The object itself is worth 1 coin, but the work put into it is worth a silver bar, the packaging of the product. And you should give them the feeling of 3. No need to think. Auxiliary services. These 3 sentences mean that you need to be very meticulous with your product and pack it properly. The customer's concerns have been considered carefully by you to serve them and give them a feeling of complete peace of mind when using the service because you have thought of all the possible scenarios for them. Take note of the luxury moon cake. The cake itself is inexpensive, but because it is a gift item for the elite, the cake box is usually made very meticulously. There are even cake boxes that are worth 30 to 50 times the price of the cake and frequently sell out due to their scarcity and uniqueness. 3. Competing on sales channels. Of course, it is a myth that you can always sell high-priced products with meticulous attention to details and well-packaged products. That is because what you sell is not as important as where you sell it. Whether or not you sell a product is heavily dependent on where you sell it. A singer without a stage is no different than a troubadour. As a result, the sales channel is always crucial. It is commonly stated that the 3 most important factors in starting a cafe or restaurant are 1. The location, 2. The location, 3. The location. These 3 factors demonstrate the critical importance of having a location at the start of the sales channel in order to attract customers. It will be extremely difficult to succeed if you open a cafe in an area with no foot traffic, unless, at some point, customers come across you on their own because you are so unique. Many infant formula companies have a policy of subleasing all of the best displays in grocery stores in order to ensure that their products are displayed in the best location in the store, because the main psychology is eye level is buy level. Customers typically purchase what they see in the store. The sales channel is always one of the most important aspects of a company's success. The term channel should be interpreted broadly. If you go fishing in a canal and place your net at the top of the canal to catch the fish flowing through it, the outcome will be varied from wherever you would prefer to place it. The same day of fishing, the same hours spent, the same set of nets, the same bait, just different places to put the nets, and your results will be very different. Channel can be defined as a specific group on Facebook specialized in a certain area, a convenient location, a distribution partner, an underwriting merchant, a special e-commerce channel, a conspicuous display position in the supermarket. I know a business that specializes in the production of dishwashing liquid. The only reason this company has been successful since the very first day of its establishment is because the owner, before deciding on production, developed a special distribution channel for restaurants and eateries in Vietnam's largest provinces. Here's another opposite example. One day, a woman approached me and asked how she should distribute her moringa leaves. She said that she is growing moringa on many hectares and is about to harvest it, but there is no place to sell it. I inquired about her old partners, for the harvest season was near, yet she went in search of a new partner to sell to. She replied that she had never worked with a distribution partner. This response surprised me, because there are people who plant moringa on large scales without even thinking about distribution channels. The distribution channel should be the first thing you think about before investing in business. And a lot of times, the distribution channel is one of the most important competitive advantages of a business. Now, IV, competing on customer care. You have probably heard a lot of people say, good service, before you read this book. I probably do not need to say much more. The most important keyword in customer care is surprise. If your service does not surprise customers in a positive way, then you are not really competing with it. There is a rule in my brother's cell phone store chain that all customers must be called to inquire within the first 3 days. Any product complaints will be handled at the customer's residence. Customers only need to provide their address, and a staff member will come to their home to change the device or handle the problem. This service makes most customers surprised as it goes above and beyond their expectations. As a result, it has helped to build trust and encourage customers to refer others to this chain of phone stores. 3 customer levels reveal the expectations of each group. In the strategy of competing on quality, you always need to give customers more than they expect. This is how to do it. 1. Always go above and beyond expectations. Or 2. Lower expectations so that when customers receive what they paid for, they are amazed. You need to know and care about all 4 competitive strategies listed above. However, imagine you are in front of an adjustment table. There are 4 buttons on the table that represent 4 different competitive strategies. Everyone wants to press all 4 buttons as hard as they can, but in reality, it is impossible. It is difficult to reduce costs due to excellent customer service and exceeding expectations. In this world, it will be difficult to find a product that meets all of the following criteria: good, plentiful, durable, beautiful, and cheap. To have the most competitive strategy while still maintaining high profits, you must first determine which customer segmentation falls into which price zone. A book for additional research. The Blue Ocean Strategy, a strategy for eliminating competition through creativity. Authors Chan Kim and Renee Maubour. Note, this book is not easy to read but is valuable. 1. Define your target customer. Prioritize serving high loyalty customers. To make that work, you need to develop the meticulousness of the products, excellent packaging, situation-appropriate services. 2. Choose the most optimal sharp spearhead competitive strategy. Compete by lowering costs. Compete by exceeding customer expectations. Compete by having a special channel. Compete by impressive customer care. 2 actions to take right now. 1. Update your customer profile by defining whether you will serve high, middle, or low-class customers. 2. Determine which of the following directions the competitive strategy will take: lowering costs to lower prices, exceeding customer expectations, a special channel, impressive customer care.